everyone. We want to welcome you today to the We Are Flora Pearl podcast. I am your host, Latasha J. Humphrey, founder of the Flora Pearl Foundation Incorporated. But before we go any further, I would like to give a special shout out to my amazing co-host, the fabulous Nisa Muhammad, in her absence. In more ways than one, we are super excited to get into this episode. It is episode 6, y'all. So we are almost to the home stretch, right? But before we get started, we want to let our audience know that this podcast is being brought to you by the Flora Pearl Foundation, where our vision is bridging the gap, building a legacy. Our mission is that we are a 501c3 community-focused nonprofit mentoring organization, building healthy relationships and partnerships between women and girls through education, community service, networking, unification, and career planning. Our inspiration is Flora Pearl Humphrey. She was my paternal grandmother, and she was a beacon of light not only for her family, but for all of those who came in contact with her. And this particular platform, the goal is to create a community of women and girls to build healthy relationships and partnerships. So just a quick disclaimer, the views and opinions expressed in We Are Flora Pearl podcast are those of the panelists and do not necessarily reflect the official policy or position of the Flora Pearl Foundation Incorporated or any of its affiliated entities. So, audience, I want to introduce to you, she's an amazing woman, and you all will get to know even more about her, but I want to give her an opportunity to just say hello to each of you. So, Miss Angela Stafford, will you go ahead, ma'am?
Hello, everyone. I'm super excited and honored to be here today. Can't wait to get this started and share a part of my life with you.
All right. Well, you all, this year we do celebrate 13 years of the Flora Pearl Foundation Incorporated. So we have what we call 13 pearls in the form of questions. So, are you ready?
I am.
First up, what keeps you going every day?
I would definitely have to say my kids. I want to be an example. I don't want them to just hear what I say. I want them to be able to look at my life and say, I saw my mom go through some stuff and I saw her overcome. And so, because of her and her perseverance, I think that I can do the same. So
Mm.
I want to be a living role model for them. I never shielded hard times from my kids. They've seen me cry when I went through my divorce. They've seen me get my heart broken, but they also saw me overcome it. And so I live for my children's smiles. And I keep striving because I don't want to just tell them what to do, pushing them for excellence. I want them to be able to see I exude that with my life choices too.
I love that. Yeah. So, what would you like your legacy to be?
I would love for my legacy to be someone that parents got a divorce, through a divorce herself, battled through the single parent era, and was still able to get her degrees and be a game changer for marriages and families. I want to have whatever my ministry unfolds. I want to be able to say I helped some families reunite. I helped some couples that was on the brink of divorce and keep their family together. I want the Black man to know how important his role in the household is. I want him to understand that his presence is so vital, more than the money. We need the money to survive, but his presence is everything. When you have a kid playing baseball and he look over and is, other dad's gonna step up to the gate, but ain't nothing like your parent being right there.
Yeah.
And so I want my legacy to be, I want people to say, hey, this lady right here in her foundation, she helped, she helped us. She bridged God in this thing, and we overcame it. And because of that, our family has a legacy now. It's not broken. We breaking generational curses. We breaking generational everything that is negative that you don't want in your life. You have a chance. It starts with you. You don't have to wait till another generation. Started with you.
That's some good stuff. Okay. All right, legacy. All right, lady, describe your perfect day.
Whew. A perfect day for me probably would be my kids get up when they supposed to in the morning. Um, we get in the car when I go out and crank up the car at 7:20. They're in the car before me, ready to
Okay.
leave. I'm able to get everybody rounded off and go to school. But before then, I love to pray with my babies every single morning. And I do that with the ones that are here. I have two that's not with me anymore. Two things with them. I in the new year, I want to start almost a prayer call with my babies, all five of them every morning, because the importance of, and my pastor's teaching is now that when you start your day with God, He orders your steps that way. So I want my kids as Christian believers to know that it is vital, because it's one thing for me to say have a awesome, amazing, terrific, and blessed day on purpose. You kings and queens of the Most High God. Anything you need is found in Him. If you find yourself in a situation you cannot articulate the words, all you got to do is call the name of Jesus. And they say Jesus collectively, because every knee must bow and every tongue must confess that He is who. And they all say El Shaddai. And then I say, which means, and they say Almighty God. If I tell them to command their day that way on purpose, it's one thing, but I do believe in honoring God in prayer. And it does not have to be a lengthy prayer. It just need to be straight up. And so I tell them, they all start, they say the Lord's Prayer, and then they go. And the first thing they do is thank God for something, for His covering and protection on last night. It's one thing for you to say, whoo, God, you saved me from falling down the steps. Or, oh, I could have been in an accident had I not stopped at this thing. But I want them to know that God is shielding them from things that we don't even see. And so because of that, I want them to start off that day just telling Him, thank you. God, if you don't do nothing else, just thank you, Lord. Thank you for waking me up. Like my pastor said yesterday, the extra stuff is getting unexpected blessings. But the necessary stuff is that we woke up today. Millions didn't make it from yesterday to today. But the fact that we did, let's start our day by telling God, thank you. Before we ask anything, don't take for granted that, we have the ability to have a house when there's homeless people all around us that's asking for money and stuff. It's freezing outside. And I think about the warming stations of downtown Birmingham, where we stay over here, way on the other side of town. The homeless people over here, who's rounding them up? How are they supposed to get on the other side of town? So, I want them to start their day praying, asking God, how can I help others? Use me as a vessel for, the necessities that you've blessed me with. But not only that, Lord God, we lift up those vulnerable populations, the elderly that may not have nobody to come and check on them, to fix them food. They may be having stuff straight out of can and not warmed up. So I want them, the perfect day for me is to start off commanding my day with prayer with my kids, affirming them, and then sending them into the world, to say to the devil, no matter what you try to throw at me today, I'm going to have a great day regardless. And so I think that, when I go to work, no matter what I'm doing, I always ask God to speak through me, decrease me and increase you. Use me as your vessel. Help me to think like you. Help me to have a heart like you. Help me to move like you. And so when I do those things, I think that'll be a perfect day, no matter what goes on. If I can help somebody, on my social medias, I always put uplifting things. And some things, it may be just simple as a selfie of me smiling. I said, keep smiling because it sure look good on you. You never know who may be down, especially around the holidays and stuff. And so a lot of people be lonely for so many reasons. And it doesn't mean that they don't have somebody around them. That is a big thing with seasonal depression and stuff, that you never know, a simple smile or a nod or, hey, how you doing? And passing in the store, in the grocery store. You never know how much somebody may need that smile or that gesture, that kind gesture. So, starting with God and asking Him to command my day. If it's one person that He would want me to smile at, or post something on Facebook or my Instagram or my TikTok or something, and they just know to keep going. You can do it. God gave you breath today. So no matter what comes your way, that's an opportunity for you to change it. The only thing that is final is death. That's the only thing we can't get back once we got it. But if God woke you up today, no matter what happened yesterday, new grace and new mercy is here for you. And it's sufficient. Just reach out and do it. Just put one foot in front of the other.
Good deal. Yeah. Okay. Well, what piece of advice were you given that has served you well?
Go to church. Keep on keeping on. And no matter what I've been through in my life, my childhood was not the best. I didn't have the best parents. But what I was taught was to go to church. And no matter what, I'm heavy on my faith. And I feel like that has really kept me in some dark times, to just pray. It doesn't have to be a lavish prayer, but talking to God first, because I believe him to be Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the end, the first and the last. That means he goes before me. So if he go before me, that means anything that I am in need of, he's going to give the provision. He's going to give the resource, because he's the source of everything. So I feel like the best advice for me personally, is to always seek God. Always. Whether that's fasting before a big decision, or just talking to God, because prayer changes things. Weeping may endure for a night, but joy coming in the morning. And I believe it. I've lived it. I've been depressed. I've been the sleepless nights. I've been the mind boggling of don't know what to do. But my faith have kept me grounded. And I know God may not show up when I want to, but he always come on time. Always. So my faith, just starting my day with God and asking him to command and order my steps, has been the best advice that I can say for me, is to keep prayer as a tool to always seek God first.
Love it. Well, on the flip side of that, what piece of advice were you given that you decided, not to follow and had to release it?
Transparent moment. My mother was a narcissist. She was a minister. She was not a nice person to me. She said many of things, from me having another kid. I lost a baby. My first baby with my husband was a miscarriage at almost a little over the second trimester. And it spiraled me, and I went through the grieving process hard. I was mad at God. I didn't understand why. I was a teen mom. And then here I go get married, and my first baby ends in a miscarriage. And in the same year that I lost my dad, who was my rock, my everything. And I was angry with God. And my mom took it as an opportunity to tell me that God told her to tell me I wasn't gonna have no more kids. And she made it in like a mockery. And to sit now as a mother of 5 beautiful kids, I had to release that, because had I kept that in me, I would not have kept pursuing with my husband our children. And I have some amazing children. All 5 of them bring new joys and new challenges of making me better as a person, as their mom. They have all reached different heights in their life right now, and to see their impact in a good way to other people, I knew that they were meant to be here, and I knew for a fact that I have asked God, like, God, you got a sense of humor to get me this many kids, but he knew I could handle it. I was meant for this, to be a multi-child parent. I wasn't meant to have just one. I wasn't meant to just have my rainbow Jayla as my second child. I was meant to have these, because what I need to pour into them before they go to the world, he's giving it to me. And so to see moms that are, unfortunately can't have any, I am blessed to have multi. And no matter how challenging parenting get, I know he didn't give it to me to set me up for failure. And so I ask him, I'm not the perfect mom, but I'm striving to be a good mom for them. I want to pour into them what I need to help them be good citizens. The Bible tell you to be fruitful and multiply. I have a lot with 3 girls and 2 boys. But that was one of the things that it hurt me coming from her. It stung a lot, but I had to release that, and sitting back Now I can't imagine my life without my beautiful kids. I've had some incredible people to pour into me, but my mom, I would say some of the bad advice that I had with her regarding parenting and marriage and stuff, it came from that, and I had to release that. That was a lot. It was she did a lot of stuff to me that I'm working to overcome. But I strive with my kids to be better. That's the first thing. I won't do that with them, what she did to me. But yeah, when it comes to that, I had to release that because clearly that word wasn't for me. I had 4 other ones after my miscarriage. So
All right now. Well, I want you to know that you're phenomenal. So do
thank
know that
you.
as a
Thank
mom, as
you.
a woman.
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am. Okay.
So
So yes. We're gonna leave that there. Okay.
yes.
When do you feel most confident?
I guess every time I achieve something. So at the end of something, when I conquer a goal, I feel most confident. Part of me, I live for my kids' approval. And to hear my kids say, I'm proud of you, mom, everything with them, just it's amazing when they do it. When I can set a goal and I can accomplish it and my kids can see that goal come to fruition, I think I'm my happiest and my most accomplished when I have tackled a goal. But I can say I'm praying to continue to walk in boldness when it comes to my degree and pouring into it. But see, part of me in my prayer every morning is that because sometimes when I'm with a client, I don't know what I'm going to be faced with. I don't know what they're going to sometimes I can know a little bit at intake what I'm doing because of course, everything that you learn in school, if you don't use it, you'll lose it, right? So I'm not sitting here thinking every theory right here in my head. But I ask God for wisdom, knowledge, and understanding to not only be able to hear stuff, understand it, comprehend it, but to remember it and be able to apply it. And so when I hear from my clients say, oh, that was good, I didn't think about it like that. I feel accomplished then. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I know I'm on the right track. When I hear people like you and Miss Nisa that'll tell me, you're a phenomenal mom. Sometimes that goes, y'all have no idea, and I'm not trying to cry, but it goes a long way, especially if your kids are doing stuff. Sometimes you just get frustrated. But just a impromptu from you to just say, hey lady, you rocking it as a parent, that tells me, when I go to the school and I hear my baby's teacher say, I don't know what you're doing, but keep doing it, I feel accomplished with that. So I just ask God, to help me in whatever way I want to be able to say stuff that can change lives if be. So when I hear my clients say, thank you, I needed to hear that, I feel most accomplished then.
I love it. Well, what is your favorite movie?
Whew. Favorite movie. If I was to say the genre, let's say one that is I say a faith-based one, it is The Shack. Um, and it's about forgiveness. It has that movie played a pivotal role in my life with my marriage ending. Talking about forgiveness, letting go of pain and just giving it to God and saying, I release this pain, this betrayal.
Yeah.
Action packed. I like some John Wick. Family movies. I don't like cartoons, but I guess a recent, maybe a family pack movie. I like the Clifford of the Big Red Dog. I like that. Watch it with the kids. I can watch that over and over. Tom and Jerry, not the cartoon. Oh no, my ultimate. Oh, the Family Plan.
Okay.
I absolutely love it. That one I can
That's
definitely
your
watch.
ultimate movie.
I can,
That's
yeah,
your main
that one I
thing.
can watch. That,
Okay.
yes, that was a funny movie.
Okay. I love it. What is your favorite thing about being a Black woman?
Ooh, everything about being Black, from the curves that I have to the texture of my hair to my smile to the way we got rhythm and I can sing and move and dance. I have some beautiful Black kids, and I think just my Black is beautiful from head to toe, from the crown of my head to the sole of my feet, and
Well,
every curve that God has blessed me with.
hey, all right now. Okay. Well, in another lifetime, who would
Uh-huh.
you be?
Ooh, that's loaded. Ooh, that's loaded. That's loaded. I mean, I've had a different life. I mean, when you say who would I be if I was to come back as an adult,
Yeah, this is
if
you. This is like in another lifetime. What you got? What you
mm,
got?
I would definitely come back as a Black woman. I would say the boldness that I want, I would say for people like Ayala Van Zandt or the ladies that are, a part of marriage boot camp, any of those ladies that doing it. I want to be I'm trying to be that in this lifetime. I want to be I wouldn't mind being an international game changer when it comes to that. I want to be a motivational speaker. If I was to come back as myself and redo adulthood, I would come back as myself. I prioritize a lot of people, especially my husband, over my career. So if I came back, I would actively pursue my happiness in my career along with support of him. But I would definitely I would come back as me. I would definitely be a Black woman. But the only thing that I would change about my life now is I would pursue my calling. I know this is the calling of my life. I would pursue it heavily from the beginning. I
Mm,
wouldn't fight it, run from it, and delay it. I would definitely heavily pursue it much, 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 much sooner than I did now.
okay. Well, that's fair.
Yes,
All
ma'am.
right. Well, who would you want to play you in a movie about your life?
Mm, maybe Fantasia. Maybe Fantasia.
Okay.
Yeah, she
Well,
can sing. She been through some stuff. She came through the church. Yeah, I think Fantasia would do
all right, Miss Fanny. Okay. What pearl of wisdom would you share to add value to a young girl who looks like you?
I would tell her, you are loved, you are beautiful, you are bold and courageous, you have resilience and perseverance. Everything that happens to you does not happen by happenstance, it's for a reason. God ordained your life even before your parents was created. So actively pursue what makes you happy and stand on that. Be bold and courageous standing on that. What makes you happy? It's okay to make mistakes. It's okay to take risk. Many of the people that are successful took risks and failed, and that's okay. That may be part of it. But be resilient. Don't just stay there. Get up,
Mm,
keep going, no matter what. If you were to slip up and had a baby as a teen parent or whatever, I did, been there, done that. I did not let that define me. I kept on pursuing. If anything, it drove me extra hard to keep doing what I needed to do because I wanted to be that great example for her. So I would say just be bold, no matter what nobody says. If it's not, what I tell my kids, if it's not on your birth certificate, you don't have to answer to it.
mm,
You can only stand on answer stuff that affirms you who you are. Don't allow nobody negative talk tell you who that is.
mhm.
And if they try to tell you that God told to tell you, God gonna tell you that first. So you do not have to answer to anything. If it's not on your birth certificate, it's not a nickname that I gave you, you don't have to answer to it. You don't have to give
Right.
it any type of response whatsoever. You don't have to do any of those things. You walk boldly in who God created you to be. And you can do that. You can define who that is. So
Mm-hmm.
keep going no matter what. We all make mistakes. We all have regrets at some point in our life. Like, you know what? I would have done that a little bit differently. You may pop off. Somebody may get you out of character a couple times. But I always remember, that's another thing I tell my kids. He who angers you controls you. If if somebody controls you, if you're a puppet for somebody else, then keep on letting them trigger you. But if you take back and say, your words don't do nothing to me, you can keep on spewing that. That's your insecurity. They ain't got nothing to do with me. God didn't
Mm-hmm.
call me that. He
Right.
didn't say that was me. He didn't say that was part of my journey. So you can feel however you want to feel about me, but that's not on my birth certificate, and that's not what I feel about self. Coach Prime has a whole little sling out, and I don't want to say, but part of it is like, what makes you think that your opinion of me matters? It don't, because your opinion don't pay my bills. It's not gonna add oxygen to me. It's not gonna cure me from a cold or nothing like that. So you can have your opinion of me however you flip it, twist it, or spin it, but I am only going to answer to what God called me to be. And so no matter what they say, it could be your parent that tries to pour into you some negative energy. You don't have to listen to that. You don't have to do that. No matter what they say, you can continue to walk boldly in what God created you to be. That's that.
Yeah. No, that's good. Okay. Would you share a quote and let us know what that means to you?
I would say if you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything. In life, you're gonna have to make some choices. Some of them gonna be, spontaneous, and some of them gonna be you have time to think about it. But if you have your values and morals, do not compromise for nobody. Stand on
Mm-hmm.
your values and your morals. Because I tell my kids in school, if there's 30 kids in the class and 29 of them are talking, I'd rather for the teacher to say he went to sleep or she went to sleep than for them to say, oh, well, they were with everybody else chatting it up and doing what they wasn't supposed to do. I'm
Right.
raising leaders, not followers. And so be bold in that. So I would say stand on something so that you don't fall for anything. And that, I think you can apply that to your everyday life in a lot of stuff, whether, political or anything. Into, like at school, at work, you can be asked to do something that goes against everything in you. You know it's wrong. You have the choice to be bold and say, I'm not falling for that. It makes me think about, what was this, Chadwick Boseman, the one that did Black Panther. They said he was very meticulous in how he chose his roles. He didn't just let Hollywood do anything with him. Earlier today, I was strolling on Snapchat, and I came across The Rock. And I love him in all his movies. But it was saying that he has a clause in his movies that he don't ever want to be second best. He sets
Mm.
the standards and says that I don't want to be, no, if I'm gonna be in it, I'm gonna be the number one. Like I'm gonna conquer whatever. You know what I'm saying? And I've heard a lot of actors and actresses say that they standing their ground like that hurt them, or it has just been something they stood on. They didn't waver from it. And I know Black Panther's legacy is great because they said he was very meticulous. You get roles, you want to make money. That's what you want to be in everything, but everything is not for you. All money is not
Right.
good money. So standing on something helps you, stay in alignment with everything that you stand on. You can sleep good at night knowing that you stood up and said, yeah, everybody may be going with this, but I know that's not right. So if I
Mm-hmm.
have to stand alone, I'm willing to do that. You know what I'm saying? Because I want to do what is best for me, because I have to answer for that. When I close my eyes on this side and go and meet God, I want him to say, well done. I don't want him to be like, you know what? You was down there doing some corrupt stuff. answer for that. You know what I mean? So I want my kids, to have those values and morals and stand on it no matter what. You might have to stand by yourself, but that's okay because God is with you and I'm standing behind you. As long as you do what you're supposed to do. So, stand for something or fall for anything is a good quote. That you can apply it to any kind of part of your life, whether it's at work or school or anything. You could be in a store and something pop off. You have a choice then. Do I run out and steal it, or do I stay here and pay for or just leave it there because something popped off? You get what I'm saying? So no matter what it is, you always have opportunities to make the right choice, no matter what it is.
Okay. What is your theme music when you walk into a room?
Woo, a theme. I would say, hold on. It's one of my pastor songs that I love. So many. Gracefully Broken. He turned it. Jesus, work it out. Indari song, Flowers. It's another one by Indari that I love too. It's some Kirk Franklin song, Favor. Strong God. I got a few. I named those. I let that be.
Okay.
Any one of them.
All right. Okay. Well, can you do something for me?
Uh-huh.
All right. If you'll close your eyes and take a moment and think about gratitude. What are 3 things that you are most grateful for in this moment?
I'm grateful for the calling on my life, that the gift he's put in me is making way for me. 2, I am grateful to be alive and in my right mind, in spite of. And 3, I'm grateful for being a mother to 5 incredible, beautiful, incredible, smart, outgoing kids.
I love that. Well, all right. Look, you made it.
Yay!
Now we have a segment that we call This or That. All right.
Okay.
So, here we go. TV series or movies?
Let's go TV series.
Okay. All
TV
right.
series.
Tulips or sunflowers?
Sunflowers.
Hot weather or cold weather?
Cold.
Board games or card games?
Ooh, let's say card games.
Okay. See? All right. Well, you have officially made it to the end of 13 Pearl series.
Yay.
Now, is there anything that you would like to say?
I was so honored to be asked to do this. Thank you and Miss Nisa for thinking of me. To incorporate me into your beautiful foundation that has been blessing my family for years now. I am honored to do this and work with you any chance I get. You have been you and Miss Nisa has been a phenomenal pillar in my life with my kids down through the years. And I just pray that God's success and favor reign on your lives each and every day, every venue or whatever you set out on this journey. As you just keep pouring into women, I pray that you have favor and resources unlimited. I'm grateful that you allow your gift and talent to bless the community. You guys rock that FRC. You're changing lives in more ways than you know. And I don't know if you guys always hear that, but The community needs you. This earth is better because of you too. The community you reside in and you service is better because you're there. So no matter what obstacles may come, know that God is on your side because you are phenomenal workers for the kingdom of God. You are doing an amazing job transforming lives in every task that you do every day. When you show up to work, you bless numerous of people just by your presence being there. And so I want you guys to be encouraged and keep doing this because your work is not in vain. It's not. And what my kids have learned under you is blessing their life. It's setting them on, courses that bring them out of their shells. Everything that you've done for me, from after school care to all of the many things for women and parents that you guys have poured in. I remember at one of the parent things that we had, Miss Nisa and Miss Nisha taught us some teen slang. And I still to this day, my kids love it. When they get it, I said, Riz, purr. They said, where did you get that from? I said, a FRC. Thank you. That's a gift that keep on giving every week.
I love it. I love it.
So your things, you are so impactful. So I encourage you to keep on doing what you're doing. Even if you don't hear it all the time, I am your number one fan. You are amazing. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep doing what you're doing. Flora Pearl has been awesome, phenomenal. My girls got introduced to that way back in 2019, 2018, before the pandemic. And you guys, you set some high standards. And I love it. I love it. Every year, if I have to name some words for you, impactful is definitely number one. Graceful, too. Beautiful, beautiful spirit, kind, funny, encouraging, loving, like anointed, appointed, all kind of things, like successful. The list goes on and on and on. The things you do, the gift that you have, that you pour into your programs is phenomenal. Like the YWCA is definitely better because you guys are on a team, and I love it. I appreciate you. I honor you. And I am honored to be here. And anything else, if you need me, I'm here for you.
Thank you. See, I ain't trying to cry. I'm not trying to hold it together.
You get some tear jerks over here, baby, because you know y'all.
No, you're gonna have this on repeat for me because it's speaking into the real.
Like, do it, yes, ma'am.
Yes, no, I am so very grateful for you. You don't know. You don't know. You know what I mean? So I want to say thank you in a big way. You continue to be amazing. That's what I want you to know. And I want you to, you even continue to speak life. I know you're speaking to your babies, but then too, like what you're speaking to yourself, and know that you deserve it all. Whatever your heart's desire, whatever your perfect day is, even for yourself, yes, whatever that looks like, you deserve all of that.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
So you receive all of the goodness and just continue to be amazing. And you are truly a blessing to all that come in contact with you. So I want you to know that. So thank you. Thank you. And thank you. And thank you. Much love and all of that good stuff. So I appreciate you for joining us today. And so audience, I know this has been amazing for you all to hear. We want to thank you all for joining us and just being with us. And we're just so very grateful for just rocking with us as long as you all have. So just thank you all so much. And we look forward to talking to you all soon. Keep shining.